Okay, ready? Alright, now, look down over in the bottom of the pot here. See how it's starting to get brown now? Okay. Take the onions and kind of mop it against it. You see that brown's starting to come up now? That's the caramelization. That's the sugars from the onion and the butter. That's what we've been waiting our whole lives for. Not the love of our life, but the brown of the onion. And the love of our lives. See, have we had all that brown? That's why it's important you have a good wooden spoon, right? And you just take those onions, you just rub it against that brown, that fond. That's what you need. A little bit here and there. We're going to start getting some serious caramelization right now. Now, during this time, this is when people like to cheat, right? And they add sugar to the onions. I call bullshit on that because that's cheating, okay? Because you shouldn't add sugar to anything just to help it caramelize and get that brown color, okay? But some chefs will do that. Some people will do that. You know what I mean? Like I said, this is au naturel. This is building flavors. This is developing flavors. This is taking the time to make something you care about, right?
For those that you care about.
Right. So you're going to feed your family with this. Maybe. Or maybe you're just going to take this whole pot and go upstairs and eat it yourself while you're watching, I don't know, wrestling, SmackDown maybe, ECW, maybe some football. You know, you might do that. You might watch Matt Hardy beat the shit out of somebody. Or the Hurricane. What's up with that? Beating the shit out of somebody. We're watching maybe the Panthers lose a game. Steelers hopefully win a game with the Giants. See, look, all those onions that we had before. Now look at it, almost nothing, which is good. Like this is it, man. This is what makes French onion soup. Onion soup. Do you like that? That was like almost a Ken Anderson reference. Onion soup! Soup. So we just keep stirring. We'll be back. We're starting to get brown. We're starting to get down with the brown. If you look in here, Cal, show them a little love. You can see we're starting to get brown. Okay? So we're almost there, right? Alright, so we're almost at that point. I just want you to know two things. One, we didn't take any onions out of here. I mean, this is what we started with. Two, you have to be patient. Okay? I'm working on a medium heat right now. Okay? Because I don't want to burn it. I just want to develop those flavors. So we're going to get ready to start deglazing the pan. What I mean by deglazing the pan, we're going to take the Calvados. Okay, this right here. We're going to take the Calvados and we're going to add it to the pan. Okay, and then we're going to let that steam up. It might even flame up. I'm not really sure. I'm hoping we get some flames or whatnot, but it might not happen. You see that brown there? That's the caramelization. And what that Calvados will do, it'll add some flavor and it'll also help give some of that fond off the pan. You know, because they're starting to be more fond than onions. You know, and we don't want to burn anything either. Then after I put the Calvados in and let that kind of cook down, I'm going to add the beef stock and then I'm going to add the water to it, okay? And then basically we're done. What you'll want to do is you'll want to take the soup and you just want to put it off to the side, let it cool down or something like that. Everything is always better the next day as far as soup and stews and things like that because it gives the flavors time to develop and things like that. Then what you can do is you can take a crouton or like one of those Holland rusks or whatever and put it on top of the bowl of soup, and then you put a little cheese on top, some provolone. We have some Gruyere, which is a really nice Swiss cheese. You take that and you just broil the top of it, you know. It's so good, especially on a nice fall winter day. You see down there the fond? See that fond? That's the fond. That's the caramelization of the onions and everything. Okay. Okay, so we're going to add the Calvados now. That was a whole, I don't know, 3 centiliters is what it was. That was a 40, it's 40 proof, so 40% alcohol. Was that 80 proof? I don't know. Anyway, it's good. But now you look in there, you see like all that, it's all gone almost, except for the flavor that's now in the onions. So what we're going to do is now, we're going to let all that moisture, because you see some more of that moisture coming out. We're going to let that come out, and then we're going to add the stock. And then that's it, really. That's your French onion soup. So we'll get to that point, and then we'll cut it.
What alternatives can you use?
Except if, instead of Calvados, you could use red wine. You could use beef stock. The kind of beef stock that I use, because I don't really have the time or the patience or the money to make my own stock at home, but I use Kitchen Basics, the no salt added kind. I add my own salt. Thank you very much. But Kitchen Basics you'll find in the soup aisle. Very good stock. Very neutral. You could use whatever you want, but I find that their flavor is really nice, really neutral. I don't use Swanson; it's too salty for me. That's why I like to use unsalted butter and unsalted ingredients, because I mean, salt is a matter of taste, you know. So if you want things to be salty, you add your own salt. I don't like mine to be salty too much. I like to just let the natural flavors of the food kind of talk to me. So this is the onions we had. I mean, when we started out, we probably had about, I'd say 3.5, 4 pounds of onions. You know, with the red onion, with the 2 sweet onions, the 2 Vidalia onions, the 1 Spanish onion, and then the shallot. So that was probably about 3 pounds of onions. About 3 tablespoons of butter, like 3 pinches of salt. Probably about a little bit of black pepper, just a little bit, you know. If I had to give a measurement, I'd probably say like a half a teaspoon of black pepper and probably about a teaspoon of thyme. And that's what we got here. I mean, and then the Calvados as well, you know, that was probably like maybe 3 tablespoons. You could use a half cup of red wine if you want instead. And look at just the difference, you know, as far as color transformation, you know, and everything like that. And this right here, I mean, this is your flavor. All these onions and everything, this is your flavor base right here. This is what's going to make that onion soup bombastic.